We are defining storage buildings as buildings used for storage of belongings, not designed for human habitation, not used for remunerative purposes, which means you can't make money. They're not designed to generate money. These structures shall not be a place of human habitation or a place of employment, nor shall it be used by the public. Exempt storage buildings located in non-residential zoning districts and agriculturally related designated areas shall be less than 864 square feet with a wall height not to exceed 14 feet and set back 25 feet from other structures. Exempt buildings located in residential zoning districts shall also be less than 864 square feet with a wall height not to exceed 10 feet on parcels less than 10 acres in size and not to exceed 14 feet on parcels that are 10 acres or larger, and again set back 25 feet from other structures. In addition to that definition, I did add some additional language, a little preamble to that definition that basically outlines and makes it clear that even though the building code does allow local jurisdictions to add exemptions in there, it needs to be clear that even if this building or buildings like this are exempt from a building permit, they are still required to meet the building code. And which means that, whatever the building code dictates for that particular size building, whether you come through the building department and get permits from us or not, the landowner is still responsible by law to meet those conditions. So we wanted to make it clear that the code says you can exempt buildings, but it doesn't mean that you can violate the state code. What it also adds is trying to put in a little bit more insurance so that folks understand kind of what they're signing up for with this type of exemption. Storage buildings are exempt when the property owner files, records what we call a permit of exemption. And what this does is it states that the landowner puts on the title that they understand that the exempt structure meets the definition, as I've read, that is not located within a critical area unless it complies with our critical areas ordinance, that it complies with the setbacks and requirements of the Mason County Zoning Code, and that it is built to the latest version of the International Residential Code and International Fire and Building Codes. So this document would be signed by the landowner, acknowledging that you understand your responsibilities, and then it goes on the title of the property for any future landowners who might buy it and see that structure on the property and understand what it can and cannot be used for. Plumbing and mechanical permits would still be required if the building were to be converted. The maximum height cannot exceed what is described. The exempt structure does not apply to structures located within a floodway. And it must adhere to, of course, all other Mason County state and federal regulations and ordinances. So it only exempts you from the building permit itself, which can be substantial and costly, but it doesn't exempt you from the rest of the development regulations.